dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickguard, and welcome to Call to Power 2. There's a bit of story here, and unfortunately, the videos that are going to play throughout this game are going to be very loud because I don't believe I can adjust their volume. Let me share a bit of a story. The first Civilization game that I ever played was Civilization Call to Power, a little spin-off from the series released by Activision in between Civilization 2 and Civilization 3. And Civilization Call to Power was very unique among the series in that it did not stop at the modern era of technology, instead allowing players to advance their civilizations into the far future. We had, in Civilization Call to Power, you could build ocean floor colonies. You could build colonies in orbit. You could build space elevators. You could get into genetics, nanite technology, all sorts of amazing stuff. And it was really cool. And in the grand tradition of Civilization, it had access to a Civilopedia. In the case of that game, it was called the Great Library. And just like in other Civilization games, would provide a historical context, even for these future things. And essentially, they had developed an entire history, a future history for this world. It was a really interesting system. And unfortunately, I cannot get it to play stably on my computer. And believe me, I have tried really, really hard. And I think I will genuinely prefer this running at a slightly different resolution, just so the interface will be easier for you to read. There we go. Okay, this looks a little bit better. So anyway, there was a sequel to Civilization Call to Power, but because they didn't reacquire the license to the Civilization name, it is simply called Call to Power 2. And that's what I'm going to be playing today. I have never played Call to Power 2, although I have a nearly encyclopedic knowledge of the first Call to Power. So this is going to be like a weird combination of nostalgia and new stuff for me. So let's take a look here. I'm starting out with... is it just the one settler? No, okay. So I have two settlers here. So we've got attack strength, defense rating, ranged attack strength, damage rating, movement rate, armor rating. So first thing we want to do...
How about here?
...is go ahead and build a city. Okay, he won't do anything. Can I... Can I do this more easily without my, with just the mouse cursor? Doesn't really look like it. Okay, I can click and drag a location. Alright, that makes sense. You can move 2 spaces in a turn along rivers.
How about here?
Looks like we've got tobacco here. Yes, we can build a city. I actually don't want it to auto-cycle turns. So this is where we're going to build our grand capital. The settler has founded the city of Athens. Every time you create a new city, the queue, so we can build settlers, warriors, or archers. We are going to start by building a warrior.
Started.
We have ballista towers, which give plus 20% attack against land units, and city walls, which give additional defense. This is the Great Library, so we can look up our various things here. So I do understand that Call to Power 2 does not have a space colonization feature, but I believe it still has the underwater cities, I think. Let's go ahead and build a city wall after that. And yes, I do understand how that works. City manager, Athens. Is there any way I can change the name of it? No, I can only go into the build manager. Okay. So I'm gonna be like kind of trying to figure out this stuff as we go along. Most of it should make a fair bit of sense to me. Oh, rename city. Okay. So this, because I was playing Call to Power and kept getting so many crashes that I couldn't actually bother recording it, we are now up to new Athens. Yeah, I've been trying to make this work for a while. And as far as the tile goes, can I see what they are working? Okay, yeah, all of that is stuff I pretty much already know. Our main three resources we're going to be getting from tiles are going to be food, production, and gold. And then we also produce science as well. It is our capital, so we have a natural +1 happiness. Okay. Map info. I don't know. I would assume that it's eventually going to expand to get these other tiles near it. So I don't want to build too close. This should be a good spot for a second city. But they need to have like full movement in order to actually build. We're going to have a lot of tutorial messages as we go along. Yes, I know that I need units. So we're going to go with a warrior and an archer and a warrior. Honestly, just start pumping out warriors. And as far as my production here, let's insert an archer and another warrior before we start building up a city wall. We should be okay. If we right-click on tiles, we can see what they potentially yield. So this, for instance, is grassland with a river on it. It provides 20 food, 10 production. It has a movement cost of 0.5, which is why you can move 2 spaces on it with a regular settler. It has a commerce value of 10, and it also has the good of tobacco. This beach, really, 15, 15, 15. Damn, beaches are lucrative.
Building complete.
Okay, so we've got a few things. We built a warrior, and we have also finished researching agriculture. So we have a few things we could start looking into. We could start working on religion, bronze working, jurisprudence, or masonry. If we do bronze working, we'll get hoplites, which have a defense rating of 15. Good tea today. Religion would give the shrine, which gives +1 happiness. Jurisprudence can give me courthouses, which reduce 10% crime. Also let me build Chichen Itzas, which gives 30% crime, minus 30% crime across the entire empire. Arenas, +2 happiness. And also build a great wall. An impenetrable bulwark eliminates the possibility of a barbarian invasion of the host empire. I mean, that sounds amazing. But let's bring religion to my people. And we have 20% public works. Our government right now is tyranny. Our science inventory is 50%. So I could potentially build some tile improvements with enough points. Okay, these are my public works, I would assume. This is total happiness, that's total currency. This is the global pollution meter. Looks like the mini-map is actually pretty well developed. Alright. And warrior, please start exploring. You should continue exploring land with the warrior, but you would be wise to place at least one defending unit in every city. Yes, I am all too aware of that.
Building complete.
If you so desire, you can delegate a mayor to manage your cities. Open the city manager screen, click the square next to mayor, select a priority from the drop-down menu. The mayor will order the city to build according to the priority. I would prefer to handle things manually for now. We have our other warrior over there.
I will do as you command.
At this point, it's really just about finding anything. What does this blue border here mean? Is that like the outermost boundary of my empire? Or I really don't know what that indicates. There are 8 other civilizations in the world, so I do need to be careful. So we now have religion. I could research slave labor. Let's not research slave labor. Let's go for hoplites. And here is our archer, so we can expel, pirate trade, pillage, board transport, disboard, attack. We're going to fortify. So fortifying gives the unit additional bonuses when they are defending, which will help keep me safe. We've got another warrior for more exploration.
I will do as you command.
Okay, straight into the desert. Interesting.
I will do as you command.
Even on lower difficulties in Call to Power, you can easily get overwhelmed if you don't take your time to expand quickly. Looks like there's spices here. Oh, it's like a pepper grinder. Okay, that's what that's supposed to be.
I will do as you command.
This guy's just going to try and cross the mountains. Probably the most ideal terrain I could get would be one where I have a sizable chunk of land, but I could also realistically block it off from outside interference. So here we have another warrior. So let's check the build manager. They're onto City Wall. They have one more warrior in queue. Then they can add an archer after that, and then plus 10% food sounds good, but honestly, let's get city walls. In the very early game. Also, let's rename this city. So we had new Athens. So this is going to be Smoky Sparta, since they're near some tobacco.
I will do as you command.
Alright. And has everyone else moved? Yes. Okay, your empire's accumulated enough public works to begin improving the infrastructure of your cities. Click the Tile Improvement tab to see a menu of improvements. Yes. It didn't actually tell me how much that cost, though. Alright, so it costs 200 to build this. And to help out Smoky Sparta, we're going to build it right on top of the tobacco.
I will do as you command. I will do as you command.
I guess you can explore the Great Desert, I guess. As far as happiness goes, I've actually got a happiness of 78, which is great for right now. We can adjust the commerce to control the amount of rations that people are getting, the wages people are being paid, as well as the workday. Different governments have a different expectation, or at least in Call to Power, the way it worked was different governments have a different expectation for the base amount of rations, workday, and wages that citizens need to be happy. And then if you do better than that, it makes them more happy. And if you do less than that, it makes them unhappy. So tyranny is a pretty crappy form of government. But, oh, that's interesting. It actually affects the maximum number of cities you can have. I see.
Building complete.
All right, we have our warrior. Go forth, warrior. Next unit. Military state war? At war, on alert, at peace. Okay. Anyway, dude, keep on exploring. Ooh, there's glass over here. That doesn't really seem like, you know, a sort of good that just sort of happens to be somewhere. But, sure. There's glass in the desert. You can build more farms adjacent to existing ones as long as they are on arable land. You can also build roads to connect cities and facilitate swifter movement over terrain. Okay. We got some jade. You know, so far this series is off to a bit of a slow start, so I think we need to research how to get some drama into it. You know, really spice things up, you know?
I will do as you command.
Mike, the scroll speed on the mouse is so insane. Like, that is so nuts. Okay.
I will do as you command.
I still haven't run into
I will do as
any
you
other
command.
civilizations yet, either. Like, is there no one else on this continent? Does no one
will do
else
as you
want to come
command.
say hello to me? I mean, if there's just no one else on this continent, I'm okay with that. It's just surprising, is all. I am quickly running out of hope that there is anything else on this
I will do
continent.
as you command.
That's interesting. Anyway, New Athens. Once you're done with that wall, why don't you go ahead and build a settler? And then Smoky Sparta. Once you're done with your archer, and after you build a city wall, why don't you start popping out hoplites?
Building complete.
I could still definitely be attacked by barbarians at any moment. So even in areas of relative peace, I need to stay vigilant.
I will do as you command. I will do as you command.
Interesting. This is a big land mass. Like, this is a solid quarter of the planet.
I will do as you command.
How have I not run into any of my other opponents? That's what I genuinely find so surprising. They are really just entrusting the whole continent to me. It's quite surprising.
I will do as you command.
I mean, all this desert is pretty trash. Okay. Why don't you head down there just to get a little bit more vision on what we're up against.
I will do as you command.
I mean, I could definitely just, like, basically plant a unit here and here, and then just block off this entire section of the continent. And it would just be mine, because there doesn't seem to be anyone else up there. It's really surprising. This is very atypical. Well, it would be atypical if I was playing Call to Power. This is Call to Power 2, and this is literally the first time I've ever played it. So we just have this massive pile of useless desert. But we did get some city walls, so city walls are good. Okay, go over here then. We got our walls. You can see my lovely walls around this city. I'm very proud of them. I actually built them with my bare hands. My name's Gilgamesh. I don't like to brag. Interesting. Alright, we have research drama. The stream's going to be a lot more exciting now. And let's... You know what? Now that we've learned drama, now that we've learned that we can exact, like, an emotional value out of, like, you know, struggles and in troubles in life, I think we can take that technology and really elevate it into the study of forcing people to perform labor against their will for no compensation. Because I'm a good guy.
I will do as you command.
Yeah, I have nearly circumnavigated this entire section of the continent. Okay.
I will do as you command. I will do as you command. I will do as you command.
Oh, we got some pearls up there. That's nice. And that is basically it for this entire upper section of the whole world. That's kind of nuts. Anyway, yeah, why don't you head over here? You can head over here and begin exploring the other parts of the continent. And honestly, we don't need you anymore. We just don't need that many military units when there is apparently just no danger on this continent. But this is such a large chunk of the map. Okay. Well, let's think about where I want to build my next city then. Swamp is not so good. I think here next to all the beaches might be like one of the best places I could hope to build the city. So we'll just go and claim the spot. Have this guy continue with his explorations, I guess.
Building complete.
Building complete. Okay, Smoky Sparta now also has some tobacco. Bad. I mean, we're doing pretty damn good right now. Build up some farmland to grow even faster. Alright, we have achieved a new breakthrough in human understanding, opening up a new world of scientific and cultural possibilities. Our scientists have discovered slave labor. I don't know. I turned the music on. Why was it off?
I will do as you command.
Huh.
Building complete.
One of the things I loved most about Civilization Call to Power was actually the music. And right now we just really don't have any music whatsoever. Just play something. Play something. Play anything. Are you there and you're just very quiet? Are there even any other people in this world? At this point, I am increasingly suspicious. But after a hoplite, go ahead and build a settler. Yeah, it's genuinely looking like unless someone lands on this landmass, that I'm just completely isolated.
I will do as you command.
Oh, unless we have a land
Building
bridge.
complete.
Okay, second hoplite is going to go over here.
Building complete.
Settler, yes. I want you to go up here to build our next city. Warrior, I want you to fortify that spot. And Hoplite, go ahead and fortify. There is a race afoot to complete a wonder of the world. Winston Churchill of the English has begun work on the pyramids. All right, we have discovered jurisprudence. Well, that was exciting. Alright, I have now explored every area on my entire starting continent. And there is still no music. It would be real nice to have some music. Warrior over there, why don't you go hang out up here? And let's build a city here. And we're going to start by building an archer
started.
and a hoplite. And then, how about a granary? Surely you'll be satisfied with a granary. Okay. Who hasn't moved? You haven't moved, but I've got paths assigned to you, so you guys should be fine. Yeah, I mean, the beaches are very lucrative tiles, so... I mean, that works. Okay. How is... Oh, you actually aren't building anything. Okay. Why don't you work on a granary and a shrine? Okay. Sacagawea of the Native Americans has begun work on the Ramayana. Okay. Well, that's... I mean, okay. I can probably live without getting the Ramayana. We have discovered masonry. The Appian Way. What is this? Eliminates unhappiness associated with distance from the capital. And the Age of Reason renders it obsolete. So this is one of the things that you really have to look out for in Call to Power, is that some wonders and improvements will be rendered obsolete as the game progresses, meaning that you will lose their effects. On the one hand, that absolutely and completely
Building
makes
complete.
sense. But on the other hand, it is annoying. Okay.
Building complete.
Alright. Who built what? Okay, new Athens has built a granary. Excellent. Boy, everybody is trying to build the Ramayana.
Building complete.
A new settler is ready. That is not a building, but thanks for trying. You're going to go over here and build a new city, and then I'll figure out what on earth I'm going to call these two. So if a city has a yellow name, its queue is empty. Got it. Then why don't you
Construction
build
started.
an archer and a hoplite, and then build a granary. Tea is good. Alright, we can get some new stuff. We could research concrete philosophy. I mean, I am attached to philosophy. Ah, yes, ironworking. Samurai. Yes, of course. Samurai, famously well known for existing in the truly ancient times. You know, definitely were not literally are still around 200 years ago or anything. I like the idea of philosophy. Northeast of Smoky Sparta is tobacco. You can sell this good if you have enough caravans. Build caravans in your cities. Okay. Sure. The next time someone is done building
complete.
we will build a caravan and figure out how the hell
started.
trade routes work. Players may create trade routes in which caravans and later freight transports carry goods between cities, both foreign and domestic. A line between two cities indicates a trade route. Players can tell to Grant what cities are trading by a small icon representing the trade good which travels along the line. Okay, so it's a way to artificially increase my money production. Also, I would like to point out that I can afford some more farms.
Building complete.
Alright, settler, it's time for a city. I want you to build a granary.
Construction started.
And then let's build a coracle so we can actually start looking around in the water. I think that's a good plan. It's just a shame that it has decided that there should be no music. National manager. Oh, right. I right click on the map. Okay, so this was called Corinth, but in fact, this is the City of Beach episode. And this one I am going to call the Bay of Spice, since they are near Spice.
Building
Cool.
complete.
Alright, we have a hoplite. We got our archer in Smoky Sparta. We're going to send them to the Bay of Spice. And I do have enough public works left over to get a farm built in the Bay of Spice. Oh, Okay, there is our first barbarian. Haha! You fool! You fell victim to the classic blunder, attacking a man standing still behind some sandbags. Oh my god, there's music. Never mind, there is no music. Playing older games can sometimes be a bit of a mess.
Building complete.
Mary Stuart of the Scots has begun his work on the Chichen Itza. Okay, so apparently the Scottish and the English are both out there. As long as they don't meet each other, we should be okay. Also, Brunhild of the Germans. Probably should be pretty careful about that. Archer, go ahead and defend.
Building complete.
We have now mastered philosophy. Let's actually get a new government to end up the day. Let's research monarchy so we can figure out how monarchies work. So we have a caravan. So trade manager. So Smoky Sparta has this good, yes. So we're going to create the caravan, which delivers tobacco to the beach episode. That is a weird thing to say, but we're just going to have to live with it. And we are going to make a road network connecting Smoky Sparta and new Athens. There we go. Now we have a road network right by a river. Okay, George Washington of the Americans is also working on the Chichen Itza. They are really dedicated to that Chichen Itza. Hoplite, go ahead and defend.
Building complete.
Alright, Smoky Sparta is done for now. So let's actually start working on a wonder. No one else has been building the Appian Way.
Construction started.
So let's start working on that.
Building complete.
Where? Oh, Bay of Spice, okay. I think we are doing okay. Every city should have an archer and a hoplite now. This one also has a warrior. We can send the warrior over here. This one also has a warrior. Let's send that warrior over here. Just so we've got some eyes on different parts of the continent.
Building complete.
Okay. A new caravan is ready. Ah. Okay, no, we don't need to build 8 caravans. That's absurd. Let's go for
Construction
the
started.
pyramids. I can also build yet another farm.
Building complete.
Beach episode is done building. So let's give them a
Construction
shrine and a courthouse. Sure. And how is my research going? The people are pretty happy about everything that's going on. We're 2 turns away from discovering how kings work. And yes, I actually do want to install monarchy. Build trading posts. Okay. So these would increase commerce by 10. Let's go for alchemy. Okay. We are now a monarchy. So if we look at the Empire Manager, we can actually see that things have changed a little bit. The overall happiness is a bit different, simply because the expectations are a little bit different. But in general, anything over 75 is fine, or was fine in the first Call to Power games, so I'm probably okay. It would just be really nice if there was any damn music. Oh. American. American Hoplite. Hold on. There's Boundary. Has someone set foot onto my island? Have you dared to set foot on my island?
Building complete.
I will do as you command.
Winston Churchill is nearing completion on the pyramids. Mary Stuart has stopped work on the Ramayana. Sacagawea has stopped work on the... Wow. These guys... all the other players cannot figure out what they want to do. I think we are okay, though. We do have this warrior here. Why did you never... Unit. Warrior. Warrior. Move. Why do you not move? I do not understand you. Okay, so I don't think anyone else has landed on my... my continent. But they do at least now know that my continent exists.
I will do as you command.
Full speed ahead!
Okay, good. This guy finally moved. Yep, you're gonna have to go on an exploration. Okay, Winston Churchill has completed the pyramids. What can the aqueduct do for me? Reduces overcrowding and increases the maximum size of the city. That is very important. So, New Athens. Aristotle's Lyceum. Yeah. I
Construction started.
like the idea of getting plus 20% science. But it's probably better to get another settler first.
Building complete.
Okay. The beach episode has built a shrine. Good for you, beach episode. We're always so proud of you. Alright, and warrior, just go ahead and hang out there, I guess. And how does diplomacy work? The Americans dislike us. They are vigilant. Okay. George Washington, who is an ideologically aggressive academic. Interesting. They recognize me as a stronger nation. So, as a friendly equal, I offer you my map. In exchange, request that you reveal your map to us so we can share in the benefits of your nation's exploration. Will you accept this deal? Okay, they have rejected it. They don't want to share their maps with me. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. Quite frankly, I'm willing to bet that I probably have more to offer them in terms of vision than they have to offer me. But with that, that's going to be all the time I have for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. I'll probably play this at least a little bit more. I think building a mine would be a good idea. I'll probably do either 3 or 4 episodes of this. I don't know exactly how far I'll push it. I mean, a Civilization game can end up taking forever. But, yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. I wish there was some music. But, what can you do?